Well. Good morning, West Ham fans. Happy Thursday, and a glorious Thursday. The hottest day of the year on paper, hopefully, and also the first day officially of spring. And so I thought I'll give you more musings. The guys are really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying doing them as well. Gets me gets me into the office, gets my brain working. And I really want to appreciate everyone's comments so far for the last few we've done about Graham Potter and sort of follow on to Graham Potter yesterday. And also address, this, as I said, it's an open forum, our network. We don't delete comments or anything like that unless they're vile, unless they're racist or anything like that. It's an open platform and we all are respectful. If we're not respectful, then we will not tolerate that. But if people want to voice they disagree with a particular person's view or a particular channel's view, then they're free to do so, as long as it's not nasty and as long as it's a little bit constructive as well helps. And in fact, one of the there was a particular channel being targeted on some of the comments, and we're good friends with them, and I'm sure we're vilified on their channel as well. But in fact, I'm going to go on their channel next week to try and cheer Nick up. So there you go. We're all friends in that respect. But what I want to talk about was slightly sort of deviation, really, and it actually follows a video I saw with Nikki. And again, welcome back, Nikki. Nikki's had a horrid time recently, and I'm glad to see him back doing videos. So it's good to see Nikki back from West Ham Fan TV. And he was interviewing, I think it was Harry, doing something about the North and South match at Charlton, and the word legend got brought up quite a lot. This player's a legend. This player's a legend. This player's, and it got me thinking, what constitutes a legend? Speaking of legends and speaking of cult players, we should be having tonight. I'm still waiting for Martin, the Ludic McCloskey Appreciation Night. So going over Ludo's career, and also lots of footage from interviews we've had of ex-players talking about Ludo, where they've sort of picked him for their Hammers 11s and stuff like that, and also a revelation of the size of Ludo McCloskey's testicles. That's according to Darren Blewett of Claret and no, not Claret Blue, the Academy of Football fame. The new podcast out with Kevin Slade. Check it out on YouTube. And it got me thinking about the word legend and how I think it's become an overused phrase, not only in football but just in general vernacular. And as a result of it being overused in sort of our general chat with people, oh, he's a legend, oh, you're a legend, you're a legend. I think the flip side is it's become overused in a footballing sense. And actually, the word legend should really be attributed to someone who is a legend rather than a cult hero or a fan's favourite or something like that. And I think when you look at and I'm going to suggest this is just me spitballing, but this is a framework I've spoken about before. But the idea with the whole morning musings, it opens up the possibility for debate. It opens up the possibility for us to have a discussion, a sensible grown-up discussion, because we all are sensible grown-ups. Some of us might not act like sensible grown-ups, but we all are grown-ups in some respect. And for me, I really want to reclaim the word legend. Particularly also when you look at things like Thomas Souček, for example. Now, Thomas Souček, as we said on Monday, he's been awarded Czech Player of the Year for 4 years in his career. I think three of the four came from during his time at West Ham, I believe. Maybe all four, no, at least three of them. And with Thomas's goal against Everton on the weekend just gone, he entered the top 25 goal scorers of West Ham at all time. And he's often vilified. He's obviously often a scapegoat. But when you look at, and that's happened throughout the time of football. So the idea of me is to put this sort of framework in and just open up to debate and get your thoughts, because to me, there's definitely a job to be done reclaiming that word legend. I'd love West Ham obviously, everyone knows I follow the wrestling, and every year the wrestling do WWE Hall of Fame. I'd love West Ham to have it. Now I think Brentford have got a Hall of Fame. Now we used to have the Lifetime Achievement Award, but I'd love West Ham to have a Hall of Fame, and not just for players, but for staff. Certain staff who have been at the club for 25 years. Just saying. Just saying, still waiting for almost 25 years, waiting for my double testimonial though. But I think it'd be a great, because one of the issues I have at the moment, and I think one of the issues a lot of fans have, is a lot of the sort of the history of West Ham is sort of missing, or will be missing through generations and generations. It's like why I suggested maybe not retiring the number 6 shirt, because number 6 shirt holds so much historical value that could be passed down from generation to generation. And almost maybe a prerequisite. Maybe they have to be an academy boy to wear that shirt or something. Or that was I was shot down quite quickly on that. But that was what I was trying to get at. Hall of Fame would be a really cool idea. Really cool idea. And it's obviously some notable people, but there must be. I think there has to be certain framework and stuff for when someone's called a legend. So that's what I want to get to today. And again, just my views. Happy to be shot down, or happy to be have it what's the word? Have it ripped apart. It's up to you. But for me, the first thing is games played. Why has my screen done that? I don't know. But anyway, we'll make it. Let me just stretch myself out. There we go. Games played. Oh, it hasn't worked. So there we go. So I think you have to have a minimum number of games, and for me, I've put just a number of 250 plus, because then you think that's probably about 5 seasons, which back in the day wasn't a lot. I think when we had Tony Garrell, he had 10 years, 10 out of his 12 years at the club were testimonial years, and a player having a testimonial is very rare now. But 250 games seems about enough to me, at least. It's about 5 seasons, particularly in the modern day, because you want something which can transcend maybe previous and today, and obviously future proofing it going forward. So that to me seems a fair. If you disagree, think it's more, think it's less, let me know. That's the whole idea. The next one is point 2 and 3 are sort of intrinsically together. So they have to be a Hammer of the Year winner, possibly even a multiple Hammer of the Year winner. Because to me that shows not only were they selected on the pitch, but they were selected off the pitch by the fans as well. So again, it sort of goes around potentially a sort of Thomas Souček-esque type approach, in that he might not have the fans' loves. He will have some, but not enough. Will be enough to become Hammer of the Year. Yada yada yada. Because I just think there's definitely that prerequisite. There'll be some players who play a lot of games, but wouldn't necessarily have the fans' love, or the majority of the players' love. Fans love her. So I'm picking up names. I don't even know who played 250. I don't think he did. Hayden Mullins didn't, for example. But Hayden Mullins, if he played a lot of games, he wouldn't necessarily be a fan's favourite. He wouldn't win the Hammer of the Year. You might agree or disagree about that, but I think Hammer of the Year is a real yardstick. When you see some of the players who have been awarded Hammer of the Year, and again, I would probably suggest multiple Hammer of the Years, possibly. So it's not like a one season wonder. But then by playing 250 games, you probably wouldn't have a one season wonder. You'd be well established in the setup, so you're probably more likely to win. So maybe they're intrinsic, but I think that to me seems a fair sort of yardstick. And then the last thing, the thing I think will really separate us, the fans and the cult heroes, is legends of cult heroes, is having won something with West Ham. Now, again, this could be up for debate, but to be a true legend of West Ham, I would suggest that they have to have won something. That, to me, gets to a position where you don't necessarily have people racking up games in in the championship era and stuff like that. Maybe someone like if we pick someone like Paolo Di Canio, for example. Paolo Di Canio didn't play 250 plus games. He was a Hammer's favourite. He was Hammer of the Year, I believe. He didn't win anything at well. I mean, total, I suppose you could. So for me, he wouldn't be a legend. He'd be a cult hero. Same as a Tevez. He's not a legend. He's a cult hero. Mark Noble. I mean, that's somewhere where you could say, is he a legend, or was he a cult hero? Played a lot of games for us. Was Hammer of the Year multiple times. Was it? But he didn't win anything. Antonio hasn't won multiple Hammer of the Years. Has played over 250. He's won something. So 2 out of 3. Declan Rice, I think he played 230 appearances. Won Hammer of the Year multiple times. Won something. Was he? But so therefore wouldn't be a legend. I think so. I think it's a really interesting debate because there's no right or wrong answer. And that's what I love about a good debate. And we all are good mass debaters. That's what I've heard. That's what Tottenham fans and Chelsea fans and Millwall fans call us. Definitely, they call us good mass debaters or something like that. A colloquial slang of that word, I believe, but begin with W. But yeah, I just thought, because it's really interesting to spend time thinking about these types of things because there's no games on, so we can theorize, we can hypothesize, we can do other sizes as well. And I just wanted to get your opinion. Open it up to the floor. Maybe we'll do a Russie reacts off the back of it because it's an interesting topic. It's a topic which will never go away, and it's a topic which will be heatedly debated. What makes, same as yesterday, I said, yesterday I was like, what would constitute success for Graham Potter? This one is what would constitute someone being a legend. That's the answer, and those are the responses I want in the comments below from everyone. Don't be nasty. If you disagree, you disagree, but don't be nasty about it. Whether that's with someone, a commenter, a channel commenting, whatever, don't be nasty. And until next time, my friends, keep an eye out also as I should have the Ludwig McCloskey. I'm still waiting on Martin. Such a diva. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Much love. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.